shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscathed will pass. When we are poised, the wounds of battle to heal, we shall remember those who died in mass. Then shall our trumpets fill the glorious song of victory. We scorn all might and wrong. Oh God, protect us from the hidden pitfalls. Guide all our movements, lest we go astray. Give us the strength to heed the humanist call, to give and not to count the cost each day. Let those who rule to serve with resoluteness, to make this climb a land of righteousness.
ezi onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, Chukwu okike abịa ma bụ onye anyị na-efe na-agọzi aha nsọ ya, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-achị, onye mmụọ na mmadụ na-erubere isi, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ ọka aka. Ụbọchị ene ka anyị na-etu gị eze ebube dị ngọzi, mmalite na ọgwụgwụ, ndị gboo wee tụọ gị ebighị ebi. Onye nwe m, ụmụ gị wee gbakọọ n'ụwa niile iwe nara ozi ọma nke gị onwe gị n'ezi ha site n'ọnụ mmadụ dị ndụ na nke ebere dị ngọzi. Anyị wee na-asị na onweghị ihe ọbụla nke anyị onwe anyị bụ n'ihi na ọ bụ anụkpa ahụ sọsọ ka mmadụ dị ndụ bụ. Ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ, maka na okwu nsọ gị na-adịghị ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, n'ihi na okwu gị niile ga-abịarịrị na mmezu. Ọ bịa mere Biafra ga-eji wee bịa na mgbe nke anyị. Anyị wee na-akpọkụ gị wee na-arịọ gị na-asị, lekwa ude nke anyị na-asụ n'akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka o metụta gị n'obi. Onye nwe m na Chineke nna nke igwe, biko dịka isi wee napụta ụmụ gị n'ọbụ n'Ijipt gotu wee wezuga ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra mgbe ekwensu bụ zuu nke mmadụ dị ndụ karị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, na-asị gị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị na anyị ga-ekele ha nsọ gị, wee nye gị nsọpụrụ n'ụtọ na-eji ama mgbe niile, n'ihi na anyị enweghị chi ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị nwe anyị anaghị efe arụsị. Ọbịa mere iji wee na-agọzi nsọmụkwụ anyị niile. Ọbịa mere IPOB ji wee gbaa mgbọrọgwụ n'ụwa niile. Anyị anaghị atụ egwu mmadụ dị ndụ. Anyị wee na-eto gị eze ebube dị ngọzi, sị gị biko gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka. Ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị refe nwanyị akpụ isi ala nye, ka i wee napụta ndị gị n'ọbụ nke ekwensu. Anyị wee na-enye gị ofe na nsọpụrụ na ija mma, na-asị lekwa ka ndị iro anyị niile ka kasị wee baa ha ọnụ, ha wee daa hapụghị ekonye ọzọ. Obodo ekwensu bụ zu ala ọkwa n'ihi eze ebube dị ngọzi. Anyị ọnwa anyị bụ ụmụ gị wee na-akpọkọ ha nsọ gị, na-asị na enweghị chi ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị, na-asị onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana nwe onye kere na n'otuto niile na nsọpụrụ niile na ịja mma niile site n'ebighị ebi, mara onye ka a na-arịọ gị. Ise ise ise.
All right, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, you're all welcome to this much anticipated program by the Biafra Republic government in exile that is led by Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister, who presently is being held in captivity in Finland. And then tonight we have our special guest whom my deputy will be introducing, as I will hand over to her, and she will introduce our special guest tonight in this very peculiar and very particular program. So please stay on and make sure as you're watching, if you have a question to ask, anything to contribute, be on the comment section. But if it's time to bring you in to have a one-on-one with our guest, we will do that and put the link. All right, I'll hand over to my deputy right now to bring in the guest. They will.
All right. Thank you, all Biafrans that are present in this marvelous program. You know, yeah, it's long awaited, and finally, today is 3rd of May 2026. All right, so we have before us that I'm going to bring up very soon, Mr. Mike Arnold in the house. And you know how we got to know about Mike Arnold. Mike Arnold is a man that is as passionate to assist humanity, just as us, especially me. We also call him the Earthshaker, the nightmare of terrorism, the nightmare of Fulani terrorism, the nightmare of Sokoto Fulani Caliphate. So we bring up Mr. Mike Arnold to this program. Welcome, Mr. Arnold. Go ahead, sir. Pastor Papa, we're not hearing anything.
Unmute yourself, Mike.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. The Nigerian government's been trying to mute me for a long time, and here I mute myself. It's an honor to be here with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. All right. I'll do a brief introduction, and then the reason why we have brought you to answer a few questions. We're not going to bombard you so much, yes, because if we talk about what is going on in Nigeria and what we Biafrans, why we are fighting to leave Nigeria, we will not go home. So I'll start first of all by appreciating you, Mike Arnold. Yes, my name is Barrister Mrs. Nkiruka. Yes, I'm a freedom fighter. You see, and I'm as passionate as you are. Yes, sir. Okay. So we appreciate you a lot. Yes, so we got to notice you, I think last year. Yes. Last year, we got to notice you last year. And then you just progressed into something that even Nigerians are marveled, the way you have, grabbed what they desire to happen. Honestly, the only thing is that they don't know how to go about it. They don't, you see, because there are so many things involved in what we are talking about, you see. Nigeria is a country that is being held down by uncontrollable entities, you see, both international and national wise, you see. Yeah. And then to begin to sort out the problem, there may be a lot of, let me just say, bloodshed, you see. And Nigerians, I don't think they want that thing, I don't know, to happen. Yeah, but let's not delve deep into it, you see. But we do appreciate you, Mr. Mike Arnold. We appreciate the way you tackle Fulani jihadism in Nigeria. We appreciate your fight against Christian genocide in Nigeria. And we appreciate the way you tackle Sokoto Caliphate, because that place is the headquarters of terrorism in Nigeria. All right. So what do we have in common, Mr. Mike? And what we have in common with you as freedom fighters and as people that want to live that, want to leave that country. What we have in common with you, Mr. Mike Arnold, is your passion for humanity, your passion to alleviate poverty, your passion of empathy, your passion for compassion. That is what we have with you in common. Yes. But what we differ from you is that Nigeria, we are not seeing any future for Nigeria. I don't know. If even with correct leadership, the question is, will that correct leadership ever happen? Yes, that is one of the questions, one of the reasons that why we have brought you up, for you to clarify. Yeah, because we know that you want to see a future for Nigeria. Yes, but as freedom fighters and as people that want to live, or we have already left. Yes, but the thing that we have to fight for the liberation. You see? So for the people that are already on our way out, we are not seeing any future like you. So that is the question.
Hey, don't put words in my mouth, okay? I think
Okay,
there's a
sir.
misinterpretation here. So first of all, when I say Nigeria, look, there is a place that the world draws on a map and has the word Nigeria across it, okay? That I'm not referring to the entity or the government. I'm not referring to anything, but here's a geography. What else do we call it? The area known as Nigeria. Okay, so understand that. And that, yeah, I have great hope for that area. I think the boundaries will be drawn differently, but no, I don't think the entity as it exists and the boundaries that they are drawn are sustainable at all. They shouldn't have been drawn that way to begin with. So when I advocate, so let me tell you where I think this movement is and where it needs to go. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did a fantastic job, and a lot of people have, for many years, building a global organization and a movement. And it exists, and it's present, and it has a presence. But when he was arrested, tortured, all that he's been through, fighting for his very life, the leadership of that movement, how can I say this? It's on a plateau. It got this high and then it stopped. And what I see now, and it's sad to me to see so much infighting, and there's more effort put fighting for who can lead that plateau and who's the top of that plateau, and have lost sight of the mountaintop. There's another level, and if the fighting happens at this level inside, it'll never get there. And so I'm sad to see the infighting, the factions, the accusations, people that spend more energy jockeying who's the real leader of the movement, and the movement's not moving. So God has a way of bringing new blood perspective in, and he's, I think, using me for this now to come to this plateau and say, wait a second, folks. Remember the mountaintop, okay? We need to figure that path out, and that mountaintop is self-determination, freedom. I see it as I call it a kingdom regime change. I'm not talking, I'm talking in the big picture. And to do that, we need to get there from here. So how do we get there from here? I'm looking at what the world is doing, the direction the wind is blowing, and the wise thing to do is put your sails in it if it's blowing the right way. And the world is looking at how do we end this genocide. That's the energy right now, and I believe that needs to be harnessed. And I think if you try to shortcut that, it's going to hurt the whole thing. So I've been from the beginning saying, hey, this great movement here, first of all, it's not a tribal movement. It's a human movement for self-determination. And there are other people in other tribes and other regions all over the land known as Nigeria that have that same inborn desire for self-determination, that have the same enemy, which is the stranglehold state, that is foreign and domestic people that are just trying to extract and take. That's the problem with the stranglehold. And there's Nigerians even in the far north that would join the movement for self-determination. You care about your corner, which is fantastic. You should. Everybody should care about their corner. But I know there's movements to divide Nigeria into multiple areas, and there's a desire and a demand for that because it's the right thing to do. And when I say new Nigeria, let me tell you exactly what I mean. A new constitution that allows, it's an opt-in constitution. So every region can say, no, we're not joining. There's your referendum. You say, it gives you either can opt in or opt out. But every people group should have that same, at least every region should have that same option. And the only way I think you're going to achieve that is to band with them across Nigeria for self-determination. That's how you get Biafra. I believe that. So I've never been for, we have to keep the borders as they are. We have to keep the structure as it is. No, those are words that have been put in my mouth. And you cannot find anything anywhere that I've said that would be consistent with that. I've always been for a new region we call Nigeria. And it will have likely different boundaries, and it needs a new constitution or multiple constitutions. So I've never been calling for the whole thing to be held together. But I have been saying is, how can I put this? You're shooting yourself in the foot if you enter this global conversation talking about genocide, talking about displacement, talking about the threat of Islam, and all you do is yell Biafra. Okay, that gets doors closed. I've seen it. Okay, yell human rights, yell self-determination. That's good. Most Americans can't find Nigeria on a map, and they don't understand. If they can find it, they have no idea of the internal politics. And I would say that today, if you lined up 1,000 Americans and asked them, "Have you ever heard the word Biafra?" they would not one of them would raise their hand. Not one, maybe one out of 1,000. Okay, so I'm trying to bring some realization to the movement that yes, you've done well. You have a movement. You have an organization. It's global, but that's just the starting point. Don't break up and fragment and fight amongst yourselves yet. Latch on to that vision and then ride the wind. Self-determination, freedom, human rights. That's your path to get to that mountaintop. And you will have allies around Nigeria and around the world that will help you achieve that if you can harness that. That's where I'm coming from. So no, don't put words in my mouth.
Okay. Mr. Mike, are we ready to delve a little bit deeper about this constitution of a thing?
Well, I'm open to any question you want to ask.
Yes.
So what?
Okay. You know, people that are disturbing Nigeria will not allow that change of constitution to happen. And that is one of the problems that the Nigerians are having, for them to have a free and fair election. So that is their number one problem. You see?
Yep.
And I also know that you believe that there's no freedom that is free. Sure. You need to grab your own freedom. You see? All right. So we agree with that. We and you are good. Then I would also like to talk a little bit about our government. Yes. Well, as you can see, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is in Sokoto. And then we have, in 2021, our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister actually joined this struggle, I think, around 2019. Yes. And then he was broadcasting and, then our leader told us to follow Simon, to listen to him, that he has a new dimension that he is going to use to help us to get what we want. Yes. And that new dimension, I believe that you are familiar with it. Yes. That new dimension is getting, since there is no constitution or self-referendum option in the Nigerian constitution. But there are some of these under international law, there is something that we call the Montevideo Convention rights. I don't know if you know about it, Mr. Mike. And that is the self-determination under international law. That is what this struggle has been following since 2020, late 2022. Simon Ekpa formed the government. The government is Biafra Republic government in exile. That are quarreling now since he was taken in 2024. Everybody's quarreling. You see, good. So I think.
Okay. Can I come in very quickly?
Okay. Go ahead.
Mike, okay. Yeah, that's the foundation my deputy have laid, and I don't know if you're aware of that. And it's good if we can say a few things about that, but that is not the main thing that I want us to talk about. And I love the fact that you talked about the importance of this awareness, so that people will understand the importance of self-determination, because it's not everybody that is now aware of this Biafra. And that's where our relationship with you is knit together, and that's why it is going to be very important for Biafrans to understand your point of view, which I understand very well, which I know Mazin Nnamdi Kanu understands very well, and he gave you that appraisal by telling you that if there are more people like you, we wouldn't have been where we are today. When Mazin Nnamdi Kanu really acknowledged you and was very grateful that you are now speaking up. Now, I want you to tell us how you will be able to carry this message on our behalf, and you are sensitizing for us at this level, and we love it. So how can we make more impact so that we'll be able to reach more Americans? Because the more Americans, the more Europeans, the more of these international communities will reach with this particular self-determination that we are seeking for, because it is our right to seek for it. And just like you're saying, we must have to seek it the right way. Because if we just jump in on people that do not know anything about Biafra and say, Biafra, Biafra, it would be like we're just speaking parables to them. They will not understand. So
speaking in tongues, basically. So that great question, and I think a lot about this. There's an education that must take place. I remember one time there was something I was very passionate about, and I had started here just casual, and over time I became very passionate. And I remember I met a guy, and he was so excited about something that was way back here. I had left that. I had grown way beyond it. And my initial reaction, I was going to just tell the guy, you don't know what you're talking about. But you know what? I said, that's great. You're awesome. Keep it up. I recognized that it's a long bridge from where he was to where I was. And he was taking a step in the right direction. And it would have been wrong for me to diminish that and encourage him. I just, trust it to God. Let them cross that bridge. There's a bridge to get people to understand not only understand what Biafra is, what it means, what it stands for, but then the historical context of it and why self-determination is important. That's a long bridge. Most in your movement don't understand that because they've been steeped in it. They've grown up in it. It's their culture and all that. So they can talk over here, let's get to the end. But if you're talking to someone that's over here, they can't jump. You have to take those steps. And most of the world is over here, and you want to get them over here. Is this making sense? And so it hurts my heart when I'll post a picture of my dog or my granddaughter, and 20 people jump in instantly and just say, we need Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. I mean, I love you guys, and I appreciate your passion, but it's a nonsense word to most people on earth. Okay, you're being lazy. You have to be strategic and educate people.
Brother Mike, in a minute. I don't know how much you know about Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. I want you to tell us a little bit more of that, because the history you gave about Biafra on the space, it actually blew my mind. Where you talked about the history, you even spoke about Aburi Accord. That actually kept me dumbfounded. I said, you know about all this. So now, I don't know what you know about Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know if you are aware that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu have been on this subject officially since 2012. I personally started following him 2015 till date. So since 2012, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu have been running what we call Radio Biafra. And if you go back into the catalog of his messages, my brother, you will be bamboozled at the knowledge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have put into so many of us. So, and while all those were going on, our people, each time they come out to protest in Nigeria, they hack them down, they kill them, they extrajudicially murder them, of which I'm sure you must be aware. If you see pictures and videos that come out from Biafra land, you will wonder. And now, with all the things going on with the election going on in Nigeria today, do you know that Peter Obi is also suffering because he's a Biafran?
Yep.
A lot of things are going on. So just give us a little bit of what you know about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you know, if you don't know, maybe we will try to bring you up to date with that. Because if you look at the comments on the screen now, these are the kind of comments you'll be seeing from Biafrans. Somebody is saying urgent division is important because Britain and Nigerian government infiltrated all the 36 states of Nigeria so that Boko Haram can leave no Dangote and Boss refinery in Akwa Ibom. No Nigeria. So you can see the kind of, these are people that are inundated with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's gospel. Yeah. So tell us what you know about him, and then from there we can begin to go on with the conversation.
Okay, and let me say, I like the comment. I'm not disagreeing at all. I'm not saying it's not urgent. I'm not saying it's not the solution. I'm saying, how do you get there from here? Okay, just saying it's urgent, just complaining, just begging people will get you nothing. It never has gotten you anything, and it never will, because people don't give power away. People don't give, the government's not going to, you can demand a referendum all day long. They're not going to give it to you. The UN's not going to give it to you. Donald Trump's not going to give it to you. You got to take it. Now, you have to, if you look at how Donald Trump operates, and I'm not calling for an armed insurrection.
I love that part where you say we have to take it. So please expatiate on how we are going to take it.
If you look at how Donald Trump operates, he doesn't create movements. He backs them. He doesn't pick leaders. He backs them. And right now, there's not, look at what he's doing in Iran. Everything, the protesters, you have to not, he sees that. He hears that. He sees them on the streets. And he sees them getting shot. And I hate to say it, but he has gotten in, and look what he's done because of the protesters. If there wasn't the protesters in Iran, there wouldn't be Trump in Iran. I believe that.
Now, do you know, very good, you see more than 50,000 protesters were gunned down in Iran.
I know.
Brother Mike, do you know how many Biafrans have been gunned down from protesting? Do you know because of protesting, and we losing our lives, we decided to go another route? I don't know if you're aware of what they call sit at home. Have you heard about sit at home?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not being done, but the attention's not. It's not getting the attention, and it doesn't have the, and the world doesn't know. Okay, so let me back up a little bit because I'm working on an article that I'll be releasing in the next week or so, and looking for very top publisher for this one. Because it's an eye-opener and a paradigm shift. And I think this, let me unpack it for you, because I think this is how you get the world's attention. Okay, talk here. What I start with is this. What would history be like if the Nazis had won in World War II? If America hadn't intervened, what would history say about the Holocaust? It would, if anybody talked about it, they'd call you a conspiracy theorist. They would call you that you're a terrorist. Even they would say all kinds of stuff about you and diminish you. If the Nazis wrote the history books, right? You tracking with me? Well, you don't have to look far to see what it would look like, because that's what happened in Nigeria. The wrong people won in 1970. And they wrote the history books. And so the Holocaust has been written off as if it doesn't exist. That's the history of Biafra. That's what they're afraid of, is that knowledge. Because when you add up the Sokoto Caliphate's conquest from then from start to today, it is on par with the Jewish Holocaust in Germany.
Exactly.
And so there's a hidden Holocaust that's still going. You need to connect the Christians being slaughtered today with the Christians slaughtered in the 60s, with the Christian, And the animists slaughtered in the 1800s. I mean, it's all one conquest. And when you put Biafran history in its proper place, it all clicks together. Right? So what we're fighting is to end the Holocaust.
Exactly.
And it really is on par with that. And when you get into the Igbo connection to Israel and Israelites, it even clicks together even more. So that narrative is super important that people understand the history of it. And when you can educate, it doesn't take long to educate people. I'm not saying you have to have a 7-year campaign to teach people. It can happen in a conversation. But I don't see anybody having that conversation. They just yell Biafra. But if the movement can stop its infighting, can stop resting on the plateau, and can focus on the mountaintop, I don't hear the education coming out of the average person's mouth. And I certainly don't hear the vision. And this is a true drawback to the movement. Okay, the Israelite.
I don't intend to take word out of your mouth. If you can maintain your line of thought, I will bring this up very quickly. I want you to know that, thank God you are aware of the Sokoto Caliphate and what they are capable of doing. Do you know that these people are so rich with the wealth of what they stole from the south, which is the Biafra land? The money is so much that now, do you know what they do? Now you are so now. In fact, I don't need to explain so much. You are aware of what happened with Reno Mokri. Reno Mokri was a person you thought was a good guy, but eventually you find out that this is a man so gluttonous, a man that loved money more than his life, a man that was bought already. Not only him, that is what Nigerian government does. Now with Biafra, do you know what they have done with Biafra? They come in when they see those that are going to make impact. They go in and try to buy people to sit around them, to compromise them. They have so much money. This is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu already knew. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been approached with millions and millions of offers. He rejected it. Simon Ekpa was approached and they told him they will make him richer than Dangote. He rejected it. Now, they work with Finland to make sure they keep him out of the way. They work against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and lock him up. You see what happened in Sokoto? And now they make sure that those people they paid within the movement, these are Biafrans. They give them a lot of money. So now they begin to cause trouble within us. There are some of us that have resolved never to be bought. Just like the man, I don't want to start mentioning name, a man that you know very well. He started, when I have issues, he would support me. And then he would come and do. I never knew that his intention was to make sure that when he tries to sabotage the government, I will run along with him. But when I found out that, so this $1,000 you gave me is just because you want me to run along with you when you want to sabotage Simon Ekpa. So I decided to speak out. I said, no, that $1,000 was just to support me. And they said, I gave you money. I gave you this. I gave you that. That is what the caliphate have done. They bought so many people. Please, whoever is calling me, stop calling me. I'll block you. Stop calling me. It's not your time to call. So
Exactly.
when you come in and see this infighting, what it means is that the caliphate are working very hard. They are ruthless. You know how far they can go. So please understand when some of our people, when they speak like this, they're not speaking because they want to go against your own ideas. Your ideas are perfect. In fact, your ideology and your method is the method that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have already taken for many years. So, and it's not as if it's not going to work, but with people like you and with more like you, I think we're going to make more impact. That's why we are happy having this conversation. Please go ahead without losing your line of thought. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm in a good position because I can't and I shouldn't and I won't. There's no way I could lead this movement. I'm a white American, okay? I can only serve, only help, and that's I'm not looking for a leadership position. I want it. So don't think I'm jockeying for anything. So take me as a coach, okay? I'm a movement coach, and so here's the thing: without vision, people perish, right? That's biblical. And I've asked countless passionate advocates of Biafra. I've asked them, okay, you got your, because we need division, we need separation, we need referendum. I say, okay, why? What's on the other side of it? Describe what you're wanting to build. What is the vision after that? Say, take me down the road 5 years after separation. What are you building? What's the vision? And not one of them has ever answered me. Not saying that it's not out there, but that's how you get stuck on a plateau. The Israelites, yeah, Pharaoh sucked. Egypt was horrible. They had to make bricks and all that stuff. But they did that for a very long time. It was the promise of the promised land and the vision of a land flowing with milk and honey that ultimately led them through the wilderness to conquer. And I don't hear that from leadership of the movement. And without that, there's no yardstick to judge who the better leader is, right? There's no who's the authentic leader. It's not who has the most contacts and the most photo ops. Who can help us get there? Who can articulate that vision? Leadership, at its essence, is having a vision from God that's your assignment. And then you bring alignment to your assignment. Okay? And I don't see it. Alignment means helping people understand it, helping people see it, and putting people where they belong so they can work together to achieve it. Okay, alignment to your assignment. So that the young teenage want to be influencer out there that stays online and comments, they need to bring alignment to that vision. Alignment isn't yelling Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. It is reaching out to those who don't know what that means and saying, hey, let me teach you something. Let me educate you. There's this place. And here's what's happened there. And here's why they're calling for self-determination. It doesn't take all day. But bring alignment, bring people in, and then help them walk that path to see that vision and to be passionate about that vision.
Wow.
That's how social movements work. And without vision, people perish. Whoever wants to lead the movement should be best at articulating that vision. What does it look like? What are we building? What do we want to leave our children? What do we want to be in the world? What does it look like after the boundaries redrawn?
Yeah, that's with that in mind, please, Deputy, I want you to go through the bullet points you have on how Biafra would look like. Maybe like 5 or 6 points. You can, read it out for us. I'm going to bring you in on that. Where after Mike have responded to this comment on the screen. Somebody is asking you, Mazi Mike. Now they've given you a title, Mazi. I don't know if you know. When they give you Mazi, somebody should tell you the meaning. Mazi means someone who has so much integrity. So, Mazi Mike Arnold, please, can you tell us more about what you know about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Just a little bit. Please, whoever is calling me, I will let you say the last time, don't call me again. We have not opened the line yet. Please, CK, stop calling me. Please. When you call me, you are distracting the program because it's ringing on my computer. I won't warn you again, CK. Stop calling me. So when it's time to make call, I will tell you, you will start calling, okay? So please, Mazi Mike, please, I want you to tell us if you know anything about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a little bit or whatever it is you know that have made you so connected to him. Please, can you just let us know and how far you have gone so far and you are willing to go to make sure he is free?
Sure. So that's a great question. And, I know enough of the biographical information, but what made me see the importance of who he is and what he stands for is seeing the love and devotion and loyalty that so many people have for him. I've become friends with a group here, great guys, Avid. I don't know if you're familiar with AVID. Good people. And I was
I know them, fantastic people. Yeah, I know them. They're working with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah.
I was on a Zoom call with them, and this was some time back. And one of the leaders said, I want you to understand something. He said, none of us here on this call and around the world, we can't sleep at night knowing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto prison. We wake up in the morning and he's on our thoughts. When we pray, he's the first that we pray for. That's real. These are people of integrity, people of faith, people of success, that know him personally and intimately, and that kind of love and loyalty to me speaks volumes more than anything else. I know that, and look, there's some. I don't agree with everything he ever said, and I don't know everything he ever said. And I understand being in passion and being caught up in the moment. There's some things he said that I have trouble defending. But I understand it. I relate to it, and I wasn't there, so I'm not going to judge that. But again, I'm just letting you know. And here's the other thing: I know how hard it is that I've worked to study and to gain the insight that I've gained, and nobody spoon-fed it to me. Okay, and it's been bit by bit, chunk by chunk, book after interview, after visit, after revelation that to get the picture I've got. And when people say, hey, you're just saying what he said, I see that as the Spirit of God, okay? Because God has given me this understanding and God gave him that understanding. I know how hard I had to work, and I had more modern technology than he did. So the dedication he's had in the pursuit of the truth to get to the point that he's at, again, between that, his dedication, his dignity that he's walked through this whole journey with, I understand that he's really the spiritual leader of the Sokoto prison now. Just his presence and just his peace about him, and the respect he commands, and the obvious vision that God has given him speaks to me. He's up there, and he go down in history as a Nelson Mandela type figure. That's another part of the education factor that's missing. Most Americans don't know the name. They don't know the story, and that needs to change. I don't know if that answered your question directly. I mean,
Wow. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. And maybe with time you will still tell us a little bit more, because you have spoken a lot also about his incarceration and how they use a law that does not exist to lock him up in Sokoto Caliphate, that is very close to the den of the terrorists and all that. And then that's fair enough. And I don't know if my deputy have another question in relation to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before you go into that.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister of Information. Mr. Mike, there's one question you've not asked us. I thought you ask us what our plan. How are we planning to get what we are looking for? Yes.
How are you planning to get? Go ahead, answer.
Good.
How are you planning?
We are using diplomatic way in combination with liberation way. Three-dimensional. We are sitting at home every Monday. We are trying to make expositions. Diplomatic side. That is what I mean. Then we have security personnel. We call it Biafra Liberation Army. We have that. So we have that one to fight this liberation for us. Yes, that's the extent that we have gone. We have actually gone very far.
Yeah. Absolutely. I believe that's all fantastic. That's all good. It seems to be stalled. I'm trying to, that needs to be, there needs to be more unity in the movement. That unity must be around vision. And from that vision will flow the messaging and understanding and all that. But I don't see, and I'm telling you, I interact with Biafran activists online incessantly. I mean, just in the last week and a half, I've gained over 90,000 Facebook followers, and I'm pretty engaged. when I say that there's a lack of vision, there's a lack of messaging discipline, I mean it. Here's something, you don't, and here's the problem that we face as a movement. And it's the problem that free people always face. We're free. And therefore, we don't follow lockstep. There's a reason the British picked the North for indirect rule, because they're under submission. That's what Islam means, submission. So when their leader puts out talking points, they all use it. I see this online as well. I get every day, I know what the talking point list is that the Islamic influencers get, because they all start saying the same thing. And they're very good at it. When you have an unruly...
We have an audience. We have an audience, and I'd like to go with the audience today. Somebody says,
there needs to be messaging discipline, and it needs to be around the vision, and that's how you crystallize those forces to the next step.
Yeah. Somebody said, to be honest, I have not yet seen anything meaningful in this interview. I am sorry to say. The reason why we are doing this is because we are open to the air. So this person ask Brother Mike that question that will make this interview very meaningful. Or I'm going to put up the link. That's why Brother Mike is here. He wants us to have a meaningful freedom fighting movement, or to have a very reasonable and a sensible movement that will get to the whole world. It's not for you to stay on the comment section and say it's not meaningful. You are here. That thing that wants to make it meaningful, I'm going to put the link right now. Because of you, I'll put the link earlier on. And I'm sure Brother Mike is ready to get into a meaningful conversation with you. I don't know your name. You said the IMZG. So you're going to put in that meaningful question, and Brother Mike will be ready to answer it. Brother Mike, there's a question that one of our sisters asked here, Helen. She said, how do you think that a new Nigeria can be achieved under Islamic government? How do you think?
No, there's no way it can. And let me tell you something. Here's the fact. In 1400 plus year history, Islam has never been stopped in any territory without a war. Never in 1400 years. I pray and I hope there's a way that can be achieved. But there's no way within the system that you're going to get the power to change that system. So there are options that, Lord willing, don't require a war. I believe the numbers are still there, and I believe, again, the international winds are blowing in this direction. There is international precedent for the international community to come in and not just monitor, but actually supervise a free and fair election. Because monitoring does nothing. But to actually conduct, the international community has gone into other nations like this and conducted a free and fair, transparent election in the place of the existing system. That's what I think needs to happen. I think, and if you look across, from the very beginning, and of course it's evolved some as I've grown, but from the beginning I've called on Trump and the international community to arrest President Tinubu for genocide. He is guilty because of his denial of aid and the recognition to millions of displaced. Yeah, he acknowledges the minimum number in these horrific, massive camps, but there are displaced people all over the country, in camps all over the country, that they call vagrants and beggars and thieves. That's genocide. So deal with that. I've called on the investigation of the Sultan of Sokoto as a terror sponsor because the circumstantial evidence demands it. I'm not saying he's guilty or not. It's not my place, but I'm calling for an international investigation. I'm calling for an international census of the displaced. And that census should include evidentiary interviews as well, because they're eyewitnesses to genocide. So those are three things the international community can do that they should do. Indict Tinubu for genocide because of his denial of aid to the displaced. Investigate the Sultan of Sokoto as a terror sponsor. And then conduct a transparent, actual census and interviews of the displaced. That does a lot. Then bomb all the terror camps. If Trump really wants to stop the Christian genocide, they know where they are. I think those 200 soldiers, a lot of what they're doing is flying those drones around, just mapping the place. I'm sure we know where they are. I know the Nigerian government knows where they are. Sheikh Gumi knows where they are. We can find them, wipe them out. I mean, without mercy, just gone. If those things happen and the international community comes in with a free and fair election and on that ballot is a new constitution, I think it can be done. But without that, it's going to take, unfortunately, historically, it's always been a war. It's not going to happen within the machine as it is.
Thank you. And with that, already you can see that Tinubu is doing everything to make sure free and fair election does not happen. And then you can already see that, and the way they are fighting it, it will not happen. But I thank God that you are speaking up in that regard. And then somebody's asking, my question to Mazi Mike is, did he support dividing Nigeria? I think I can answer this question very quickly because Mike, you have already responded to it. Brother Mike have already said that we can work towards fighting for a referendum. So when somebody supports a referendum, that means referendum means that you will vote. That's exactly the same thing Mazin Namdekano and Simon Ekpa have been asking for. So anybody that supports referendum for Nigeria means that he's not against dividing Nigeria. That is the choice of the people. I don't know if I'm speaking your mind, Mike. If you want to respond to the question.
I'm for self-determination. So for me to say, yes, here's where the map should be, that's not self-determination. I don't live there, and I'm not from there. I'm for the people to be able to govern themselves as the Lord leads them to do so. And I believe there's Nigerians. Look, I'm using that term because that's what the world sees. There's a place on the map called Nigeria, and the people that live there are called Nigerians. You and I know there's nuance. But I believe there's Nigerians of every tribe and every region, every religion, that are deeply passionate and want self-determination. They all hate the overlords. And the other side uses the divide and conquer strategy. Oh, this is an Igbo thing. This is just a Biafra. It's more than Igbo. It's more than Biafra. Yes. It's a human thing. And when you can communicate it that way and reach out and embrace other human beings of all tribes and regions that believe the same way, then I believe you can achieve what you want. And they all can achieve what they want. Don't just make it selfish. And I'm telling you, I know it's not selfish, but it comes across that way and it gets the doors shut. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. And I'm calling on those who want self-determination to slow down. I'm not saying slow down the movement, because by slowing down, you'll actually get it faster. I'm saying respect where your audience is, that they don't know what Biafra means. They don't know what you stand for. They don't know what your vision is. If you want them to go with you there, you need to take those steps and educate them on those things. You need to be able to articulate it yourself, the history, the reason you're passionate about it, what you want to build. Without that, you're just going to run in circles.
I have a question.
Right.
Yeah. Mr. Mike, why do you think we don't have audience? You know, there are indigenous people of Biafra have actually created, that is the movement that our leader started. They have actually created a lot of awareness of our question.
Yeah. Yeah, there certainly, again, I've said there's a global movement that's been started, and I think there's an organization, and it's fantastic. I'm telling you that it's two things. You go down the streets of America and you ask 1,000 people if they've ever heard the word Biafra. All 1,000 of them in most places will say no. Second, here's the reality. And when I first emerged as a human rights advocate, I'm just a guy from Blanco, Texas, that trying to help some displaced people get back home. But the fact is that how can I say this?
We're not
when I was first brought into the movement, I was told if you say the word Biafra, every door in Washington will close in your face. That's what I was told by insiders who have seen it. Okay, look, anybody can pay a lobbyist to get a photo op. That doesn't mean they're accomplishing anything.
Can you say that again? Can you say that again? Can you say that again?
Anybody can pay a lobbyist. Anybody can walk into a congressional office and get a picture taken. Okay.
Wow.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Well, anyway, maybe we are going to have more interviews with Mike down the road. But Mike, in a simple term, what you're saying is that we need to get the right audience, because if our audience are only within our circle, then we are not speaking to the right audience. That's what I'm taking away from what you're saying. So we need
But
to
to
speak
go
to the
beyond that, you need
Yeah.
to change your language. You can't use the same jargon. It's like outreach for a church. You have to tell them your story. I've studied the rhetoric of social movements. God is, and my whole life is funny. It seems like he's prepared me for this. The most powerful form of persuasion is the first person narrative. Your story is the most powerful form of persuasion, because if you can get people to relate to you as you've gone from here to here to here, they will go with you from here to here to here. But it takes time. You have to unpack it. You have to build the relationships. You can't just yell Biafra at people. You'll never get anything if you keep doing that, because people don't know what it means. And the people that do, a lot of them will shut the door in your face. So you need to do a better job of reaching people where they are, educating them, walking them down the journey you've taken to get to this point. And when you do that, the world will come with you.
Wow.
If every person who considers themselves part of the Biafran movement were tomorrow to just have a conversation with the person that's next to them and truly educate them, it doesn't take long. I believe you'll double the movement overnight.
Evangelism is what you're talking about.
You'll double the movement overnight, but it's personal, it's relationships, it's storytelling, it's history, and it's vision. That's how you move a movement. Without that, you're dead in the water. You're just going to stay on this plateau infighting forever until you switch gears and realize that the future is in your hands. It's not going to come by begging. It's going to come by building a movement that's unstoppable.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mike. And there are more. I'm going to be bringing in, I have, how many people who can take, Mike, how long do you still have to spend with us? You have another half an hour?
I have about 20 minutes maximum, because I have another interview after this that I have to.
Oh my God. Okay. Then please, I will bring you, anybody I bring in, just 2 minutes, at most 3, so that I'll be able to bring in at least 3 more people for Mike to respond. Please, Mike, we're going to be calling on you from time to time to educate us on this, and I'm sure, God willing, you will grant us the audience. Please, we have our sister Patricia Onwumere. Please, Patricia, unmute yourself, and I'm sure your mic is open, and you have the microphone. 3 minutes.
All right. Good evening, everyone, especially to our guest, honorable guest, Mike Arnold. God bless you so much. We appreciate all that you've been doing and how you've been speaking loudly to the ears of the world concerning what goes on in the Nigerian terrorist system. But my question, what I want to ask you, because I just came in now and I heard you talking about evangelizing for the world to know what we're in. Our leader, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has really done so much in opening the eyes of the world concerning our plight. And because of this, he is where he is. Is there a way, both with America, President Trump, and Israel, can really step up to see that that young man, innocent man, is released? Because he has the key. He has the key and the truth that will just put everything that we are needing to do. He has the secret in him. So he's coming out to do a very great job. All right, to our freedom, Biafran's freedom.
Great question. So it's something that I have been advocating for. Absolutely. His detention is unjust. It is illegal. And he should be immediately released. And I believe that leaders around the world should be demanding that. It's a lack of awareness and education. This also, I believe that the cause would be better served when his plight is made more universal. Not just, this is just about this tribe and this is about this one little, he's an actually, advocating for truth and justice and human rights and self-determination. If you notice in my presentation to the Congress a couple weeks ago, I mentioned that very strongly. I also mentioned separation very strongly. I didn't mention them at the same time. I separated those two issues, okay? Because the way it is now, anybody that you're tying him to that issue which hurts his cause. When you make it his cause is a human rights cause, it's a universal cause. It's about injustice, it's about impunity, it's about illegality, it's about tyranny, it's about justice. I believe you'll make it a global movement, and so that's what that's what I call for, and that's how you're going to get Trump. Notice it was Riley Moore that demanded Sunday Jackson be released. That wasn't because of his tribe. It wasn't because of his politics. It was because it was unjust.
Wow.
Why didn't he call for Nnamdi Kanu to be released? Because it's muddied with politics.
Yes.
But it shouldn't be. When it's laid bare and it's about impunity and injustice and tyranny, I believe that his cause will be elevated.
Wow. Thank you very much. Patricia, do you understand the answer he gave, which is, I'm sure, is very clear?
A little, because my this thing is cracking, so I wasn't really getting everything.
He said we should make the world know with more awareness that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is suffering injustice. Now, more because we know that the tribe has a lot to play with it, but he said for us to get the international body to understand more, we should create more awareness about the injustice he's facing. The way they are not, the inequality he's facing that have made them sentence him. He said that is the way Jackson, there's this guy, Jackson, that was sentenced to life, for defending himself. That's how he got his own freedom. So he said we should create more awareness on the area of the injustice Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is suffering, and we will get more sympathizers in the global community. Thank you very much. That's much I can take from you, Patricia. I will allow someone else to come. Thank you very much. Except if you have one more.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. All right, there's a question on the screen, Mike, from our Honorable Dr. Joy Irobi, who happened to be one of our senior ministers in the Biafra government. She said, thank you, Mr. Mike, for your time. Question: why do you think that the Sultan of Sokoto does not address your questions on what direct contact they have with Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Taliban, and other jihadists?
Well, I think he thinks he's untouchable, and he doesn't care. My understanding is he was the youngest of like 30 or 40 children of the prior sultan. He grew up in the palace, I believe. I mean, this guy's been sheltered and been groomed for this position his entire life. He doesn't have a sense of understanding of the real world beyond his domain. Everything, and again, he comes from a long history of jihadists, of genociders. That's all he knows. So he doesn't see anything. I would conjecture that he doesn't see anything wrong with related to like-minded people around the world, and he certainly doesn't know us an explanation. I made it very easy for him yesterday. I researched what exactly would a fatwa, properly Islamically, legally crafted, what would it look like that he could sign that would stop all this pretty quick. And I drafted it for him. All he has to do is sign the fatwa that says this, killing these people is haram, polluting these minerals is haram, and we're going to stand against it. All he has to do is sign that, and he won't. The question is why? Maybe someday he'll get on a witness stand and they'll ask him. Until then, who knows?
Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. We have two more people in the studio, and I personally have a question that I will ask, but I'll allow these two people to ask, and then I will ask, and then my deputy will ask you. And if we don't have another question, we'll call it a day until next time. So, Worry Sister is in the studio. Worry Sister, unmute yourself. In 3 minutes, bring your submission and ask Mike a question.
Thank you very much, my information minister. I'm so sorry I came late, but I knew today was the day, but because of work and other things, I couldn't make it early. I'm so sorry. Nkiru, my sister, I salute you. Thank you very much. Mr. Arnold, I salute you. Good evening from here. I live in the UK, and I know UK is part of those that doesn't want Biafra to come because of what they are getting from our land. We are just like slaves in our own land. I just want to ask a little bit of questions. You just said, what I heard you just said is that you need more awareness. You need more awareness. But we have somebody in the prison right now in Finland that gave us so much awareness that the whole world was on him, to the extent that the British asked to send one of their journalists to come and interview him. And he said, I am the good guy. I don't know if you know about him. His name is Simon Ekpa. He's our PM. He gave us so much awareness that the zoo was about to crumble. And they ran to England. And England managed to speak with Finland. And he is where he is today. So if person like him can create that so much awareness, and the British and the Nigerian government
Ask
could
your
hold
question.
it,
Ask your
could
question.
hold,
Don't give
yes,
a
could,
ask your
could
question.
hold, okay, could hold it down. Do you think my awareness will be enough to do anything, or there is a way you can help to speak to Donald Trump to release our prime minister, so that the awareness will start going forward? Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm doing all I can to get an audience with Donald Trump. I mean, that it is what it is. That's one guy. I'm one guy. Here's the thing: they can shut up one person. They can't shut up millions of people. And the point is that if every single person who ever got on my feed posting Biafra now, if they were to actually take a minute and reflect on how they can best articulate their position, and they were to reach out to somebody, you would have 1 million voices. And that would become overnight 2 million voices. And it could become overnight after that 4 million if everybody keeps telling the story and sharing it in a way that people can relate to. Evangelism, it can grow. And what Trump looks at is movements, not just people movements, but poll numbers. I'm told that my October 14th press conference is what got Trump involved in Nigeria. Not me, but the narrative shift. The polling shifted, and that got his attention. So one person can only do so much, but what did Jesus say? With one seed, you can feed the world. If you plant it and then it grows more, and then you plant them and they grow, and then plant them and they grow, you can feed the world with one seed. So consider your jailed leaders to be those seeds. Now they're planted. Now you have to sprout. And now make them into 1 million seeds. And that becomes 2 million. That's how you're going to get the world's attention. It's not going to be one person out there fighting. It's going to be 1 million people out there fighting.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you very
One
much.
more last question, please. Please, Vava, I'm sorry. The last question is our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when he went to European Union to talk about Biafra, just like you said, when you mentioned Biafra, they got up and walked away. He went and they said to him, go and do something. And that is exactly what he did. And it landed him where he is today. So what can the European Union do now? Because they said go and do something, and he tried to do something. What did he do? Create awareness. That is all he did. And is where he is today. So what can the European Union or Donald Trump do for us to do more awareness so that we will not get locked up, even though we are thousands? Thank you.
I think and unfortunately that's backwards. It has to start from the bottom up. It has to, always does. Nobody is going to give you power. Nobody's going to give you exposure or awareness. You have to demand it. You have to create it. That's just a reality. Nobody is going to give you power. Nobody's going to give you their platform. Nobody's going to give you their audience. Nobody's going to give you their attention. You have to take it. You have to make it impossible for them to ignore.
Wow. Thank you so much. It starts from the bottom up, and that's very important. And then follow-up question is, you made mention of Mandela when you said Mazi Namkanu reminds you of Mandela. Now, Mandela was never abandoned in prison by those that were following him. So what do you have to say about some set of Biafrans that would say, because Nnamdi Kanu is in prison, because Sam Arepa is in prison, they are building and creating another movement and another leader? So what kind of negative impact would that have on a movement like this? Because Mandela remained the leader of the people, and they focused on what they were fighting for 27 years. So with what you just said now, with some kind of distraction we are having, some set of groups would go to Washington, take pictures, and I love it that you said pictures and all that is not what, So I want you to lay a little bit of emphasis to encourage us on how we need to rally around these leaders that are in jail, because we could also be in jail for the same reason that they are in jail. So does it mean when a leader is in jail, every other person will just abandon them and say they are useless now, and they start raising up dust somewhere and claim that they are fighting for freedom? Please.
That's a good question, and I don't have a soundbite answer. I look at the Bible, how the way Jesus led and how the way Paul led. They didn't stick around very long. Jesus's ministry was 3 years. Paul would stay in a community 2 months up to 2 years. And he created a movement. He brought alignment to his assignment. He latched people on to the vision and the history and got them in the flow, and they moved on. Then they led through correspondence. They led through covering. They led through rebuke. They didn't have to be there, but they didn't. Any true disciple maker, and that's what we're talking about, is this discipleship. I mean, we're using biblical model here. Desires their pupils, their disciples, to go further than they did. Okay, so it's both and. Yes, they need to have. They're still the leaders. They still have the covering. They're the way. They're the ones that broke the ice and created the way. But I believe that they would all both be honored to know that the movement is growing and expanding, not jockeying for position, not trying to take their leadership away. We don't agree with that. But a movement is broad-based. Again, under their covering, I'm not saying to replace them, but if it has to stop when they stop, then there's no movement.
Mr. Mike, we're not in a movement.
No, I had a distraction. Somebody called me. I don't understand. Can you just repeat what he said?
Who's the head? Jesus is the head of the church, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we know that, right? And we have the Holy Spirit and all that. But he left this earth and allowed us to grow and expand and beyond. And if the whole movement's in jail because the leaders are in jail, then you're never going to get anywhere. It needs to have life. My personal leadership philosophy is that leaders leave. If I'm building something that needs me to run it, then I'm not leading. I'm trying to create disciples that have lives and brains and thoughts of their own, all in alignment, and still under the covering, still under the leadership and guidance, but it doesn't require day-to-day operational control. That's why you're stalled. So
yeah,
it needs to be multifaceted.
Of course, it is multifaceted. For example, our leader, our prime minister, I didn't want to go because you are not inundated with all this, but I just want to give you a synopsis of this. Our prime minister, he established a government, Briggy, and in this government there are cabinets and there are structures. And with these structures, even when he is not there, the structures are functioning. They're functioning. Yeah. So what it means is that he will not give us instruction anymore, like he must tell us what to do. Already the structure kicks off and is working. The same thing. Before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, while he was kidnapped, he told the leaders that were under him, look, Simon Ekpa should be given the charge to handle the position he has been in the media. But because some of them were bought by the caliphate, just like you said, because it came to a point where some of them said they already got a lion's share. You understand? So they now, even the government of Nigeria was saying that they are working with those sets. They started fighting Simon Ekpa, whom Nnamdi Kanu already told them that now that he is inside, he should continue actively, but they refused. So the same thing has been happening. That's why you see some of these kind of things. And then anyway,
yeah, I want to make sure, because I only got a couple more minutes. I'm not, because I see you shaking your head. You disagree with me. But Paul said, Apostle Paul wrote, you have many teachers, you don't have many followers, you don't have many fathers. A true leader of a movement is a father to the movement. And a father's goal is to raise up children that grow and that are thriving and that don't. I have children. I don't need to tell them what to do every day. I raised them right.
You're correct.
I'm still their father. They still honor me.
They're not in a movement. We are into freedom fighting.
This needs to be a movement. It needs to be a movement. Whatever you call it, it needs to be a social movement. That's what this must be. Otherwise, what is it?
Okay. Let's argue that maybe next time when Mike comes, let's take 2 more questions for you, Mike. Please, I know you're in a hurry. 2 more questions. 3
minutes to make it fast. I have another interview. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Mazi Ezioku, please take the mic, and then we'll make one call. Ezioku, please take the mic. Ezioku, can you unmute yourself? Are you there? Ezioku, are you there? No, Ezioku, Mike doesn't have that time. Let me call this other brother, and then he will.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ezioku, are you now talking? Go ahead. Just 2 minutes, please.
Thank you very much, Pastor Van and your deputy. And thank you, Mr. Mike, for all you do for humanity. Mike, myself, I am a Christian, and I'm very happy you are a Christian too. My question to you is, why is it that Muslim world, whether it is Qatar, Iran, or Saudi Arabia, they always do everything to assist Muslims in Africa, more especially in Nigeria, in any position or everything they want? But we as Christians in that part of the world, we don't see any reasonable assistance from the Western world, America, where you come from, and other places. Why is it in that? Why is it that way?
That's a good question. Islam means submission. There's not a lot of freedom of expression or movement within Islam. You don't see counterfeit Islam very much because they deal with it, and not in the right way. But it's lockstep. They are submitted. Again, that's why the British chose them for indirect rule, because you deal with one guy and everybody falls in line. And they're much better organized. Freedom is messy. Jesus came to set us free. The church in Nigeria is so full of wolves in shepherd's clothing, so full of corrupt. It's not a coincidence Nigeria is the capital of prosperity gospel on earth, and it is the capital of Christian genocide on earth. Those two things go together. I believe that the church must clean house and be united before anything else is going to even happen. The church is just fragmented, it's divided, it's misguided. What man calls church, it bears very little resemblance to what God calls church. And you have too much abuse within it to rally any support for it. It is what it is. That needs to change. I think it's lamentable, and I'm doing my best to change that. But what the world sees as the Nigerian church is pretty disgusting.
Thank you very much. I think no, if I stop calling, please. You are. I don't know if we have the time.
I do have to wrap it up here. I wish I could stay longer. I have.
Can you take one call? Can you take one call, Mike?
And then I got to go. Yeah, I have another interview here in just a couple minutes.
Please just give this our brother 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Well,
just 1 minute.
All right. Let's do it. Let's go.
All right. Let's do this. This is CK. CK, please. I'm calling. If I am sorry, we cannot take your call. Mike has to go. CK, please. He has 1 minute for you.
Okay. Hello.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. Good evening, Minister of Information and the Deputy Minister of Information, Madam Munki, and our senior man, Mazi Mike Arnold.
Can you hear him, Mike?
You and I salute you.
Get to the question, please.
Is Michael Arnold? You said something. If we are in a freedom fighter, should we forget our leaders, people that have taken us to this place, this point of a time? Should we abandon our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Ukuchukwu and our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa? Are you advising us to leave them?
No, not at all. But look, the Apostle Paul.
That was the question. Wait for him to answer. Thank you. All right.
The Apostle Paul spent his last 2 years in prison in Rome. Did the church stop? No, it was still under his covering. He was still the Apostle Paul. He still was able to, from prison, provide covering and provide leadership to them. But he couldn't be there with him. He couldn't be. But did he want everything to stop when he was in prison in Rome? Thank God it didn't.
Neither does our leaders want anything to stop. Everything must continue. You're right. You're correct.
It must continue, and you edify them by continuing it and growing it along the trajectory and towards the vision that they have instilled in you. That's what I would guarantee you. If I was a leader locked up, I would be heartbroken if I knew everybody was stalled waiting for me to give them instructions every day. It's about the vision. It's about the direction. It's about manifesting that. That's how you honor them. And then they are still, like Paul in prison, still the father, still the covering, still the leader. But there's a reason God has allowed him to be locked up for now. And maybe it's because it is time for the movement to grow. And just like Paul in prison in Rome, it didn't stop. It kept going. He was still Paul. He was still the apostle. But it kept going, it kept growing, and he was pleased by that. That's what he desired.
Thank you so much, Mike, and we are happy to have you today. And you can see that you have not exhausted all our questions, and we are very happy to have you. And we are going to schedule another appointment again for us to. But what it means is that our work must continue. We encourage you that your work must continue on behalf of our leaders. Your work must continue on behalf of the Christians that are dying in Nigeria in the hands of this terrorist government of Nigeria. Your work must continue on behalf of the Church of Jesus Christ in Nigeria. Your work must continue because I see you from henceforth as the MORDECAI for not only the Biafran people, but for the Church of Nigeria. Your work must continue, and we pray for grace to continue to do that, Brother Mike.
Thank you. God bless you. And to my sister there, I see your displeasure. I look forward to dialoguing more. I don't know that we're on different pages. Maybe we're just not, I'm not articulating it. But I'm going to encourage you to do this. Please consider it as you're in Ephesus and Paul is in jail in Rome. What would Paul want you to do? How would that work? Okay. That's similar situation.
It's not a similar situation.
Okay,
Mike, we must come back. It's not a similar situation at all. Yes.
Okay. I gotta go. But thank you. I would ask you to
before you go, there's something I need to advertise something for you. Yeah, because I know you have a book.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you. MikeArnold.org. My book, Epicenter, is still the #1 bestseller on Amazon for Nigerian history. It goes in great detail. Also, our work with our schools, we need help because the IDP children keep coming. We teach the displaced children to give them hope and to break the cycle of death. And so MikeArnold.org. And sister, I look forward to talking with you more. We're on the same team. We're going the same direction. We can work out our differences, and I pledge to work with you to come to the same page. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I might see it from a different perspective, and that's
Mazi Mike. There are many people that want to join this space, but they are not able to come. Please, we will invite you again, maybe in a couple of weeks' time.
I'm logging off now. I got to get on this other interview.
Right.
Thank you. God bless you.
How do we reach out to your ORG, please?
To me, reach out.
Your charity.
Oh, MikeArnold.org. Right at the top, there's a link to it. Africa Rise Schools. You can see it. MikeArnold.org is the easiest way to find it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. Now, please, dear friends, we are going to stay for another 10 to 15 minutes to just buttress some of these points down. If there's anybody in my studio, I'll bring you up. I want my deputy to give us her, final word. Patricia will come back. Worry will come back. Let's just, close this section, and then we are going to make sure I will bring Mike on another date. And please understand that this guy comes from a different culture. He's a white person. For him to even have this knowledge. When he talked about the history of Biafra, he was talking about Aburi Accord. Okay, let's take Ifeanyi's call. Ifeanyi is insisting to call. Let's take Ifeanyi's call. And then we'll continue. Ifeanyi, your network is not connecting. Ifeanyi, your call is not connecting. Yeah, Ifeanyi, you're going to keep us waiting. Your call is not connecting. Look for a very good location, and you can make that call again if you wish. So I don't know, my precious Inky, we have other guests here. Say one or two things to wrap up, and then bring them in, and then we'll close it.
Okay. First of all,
if I is calling back,
okay, that's fine.
Ifeanyi, please go ahead. Ifeanyi, are you there?
I'm here, Pastor.
Okay, sorry about that. Mike was in a rush to go, so we couldn't take your call. But we're still live.
I can understand.
We're still live anyway, so just take 2 or 3 minutes.
It's 3:30 a.m. here.
Yeah.
So that's why because of this program, I was awake.
Yeah.
So I can be able to watch the program live. To understand.
Yeah.
The question that I wanted to ask Mike Arnold is this. Because he's talking about giving Nigeria a new constitution and arresting President Tinubu and Son of Sokoto and rest of them. That way bring change. But now my question to him is this: had he was around? Because Nigeria government how will US and the world remove the reintegrated terrorists that they have been reintegrated to Nigeria Army and police? How are they going to fish all these millions of terrorists they have put into Nigeria government, custom police and air force, the rest of them? How are they going to manage that? Because it's not possible, even if America come to Nigeria now to do free and fair election. And mind you that all the people that are contesting for Nigeria presidency, all of them are terrorists. Do you understand? Tinubu is a terrorist. Ganduje is a terrorist. Atiku is a terrorist. All the whole governors in the northern Nigeria, all of them are terrorist sponsor. All the senators, all of them are terrorist sponsor. All the House of Representatives, all of them are terrorist sponsor. So how will a new constitution and doing free and fair election, giving the free and fair election to another terrorist, change something in Nigeria? How are they going to do that? That was my question. That was the question I wanted to ask him.
Everybody will make their shots, and Mike Arnold is making his shots. He is an outsider. He's making his shots. One thing you must be guaranteed is that every shot you make to make Nigeria change, it will all hit a brick wall, because Nigeria was never programmed to work. Every shot that Mike Arnold is making, every one of us know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have made that shot. Mazi Simon have made that shot. For them to come to the point of unrepentantly demanding for breaking away from Nigeria. So let's be patient with him. Let's allow him to understand it. Let's allow him to make that shot. You understand? But it's good to bring these questions to him and make him see the realities. You understand? So there is a video our sister sent to me, Patricia Umere. I intend to forward it to him after this program, which I will. So some of them he has already been seeing them, but I will still forward him some of these videos to see the things that are happening in Nigeria, the things that will make you understand that there is no way Nigeria will ever work. They will never get it right. So, but let us not be too critical on Mike Arnold. He's an outsider, so understand that, he is, passionate about this, freedom of those that are really oppressed in that entrapment. Thank you, fine.
Pastor Van Van, thank you. Try to understand me. I'm not saying, I just know, because Mike Arnold is an outsider, he's an American. He doesn't know 100% of what is going on in Nigeria. We, the people living in that construction, and we, the citizens of that construction, know exactly what is going on.
Exactly. And
our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have opened our eye. And to our sister Nkiru, what Mike Arnold was trying to say is this. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have laid a foundation to us to follow, which was the foundation that our leader, our Prime Minister Mazi Samonekpa, followed. And since the Britain and the rest of them have combined together with Nigeria government to take our Prime Minister away, our Prime Minister have already laid down a government structure for us to follow. But the problem we are having in that government now is this, because there are so many people that Nigeria government have got, which are in the government. That's the problem we are facing. Had he been there,
but my Arnold doesn't know now.
Everything will be moving on.
Go ahead.
Our Prime Minister will be useless. But now they have found out that our Prime Minister have slowed everything down. And that's exactly what they want us to do, to be fighting for the release of our Prime Minister. Do you understand? So to me, I wouldn't want any other chaos to come into the government. Anybody who have anything should keep it aside. Let us focus and fight what we are fighting for. That is my own take this night. May God bless you, because it's already late and I'm disturbing my family.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're fine. We appreciate you. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. All right. Deputy, please go ahead.
Okay. Yes. It's not like I'm blaming. Yes. So it's only people that are into a struggle will know the intricacies of what is going on inside the struggle. So Mike Arnold is trying to use Bible to say that but Paul was not a freedom fighter. He's a religious. The scenario is completely different scenarios. So we Biafrans, we know what we are up against, you see, and we know the people that are capable of helping us to get what we want. Anybody cannot just come and assume leadership and say that you're moving on. You're continuing from what the former leaders established. It cannot work in our Biafra struggle, and all of us into this struggle know it. You see, so we have a structure. You see, that structure is there. People that are on ground can follow that structure, but who will help us use that structure to get what we want? That is the question. Structure the now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu laid it out and gave it to Simon. Simon laid it out as well. Now, that structure needs to be utilized. Who will utilize it? That is the question. And that is what Mike Arnold will not be able to grab now. It's small, as we are explaining. He just started. It's not this, just last year. He's gradually moving from Nigeria to actually understand what we are doing as Biafrans. You see, so my people, yes, Mike is interested. The most important thing is that he is interested. And you have heard him. He said that nobody know about Biafra in Washington.
The picture. He said that pictures are not going to give you that freedom.
So
Thank you very much.
it's not only me that heard it. So we have a lot of work to do, my people. So that is it. Thank you. So,
Mommy Patricia, please unmute yourself and let's hear you. I know you were pushing to come back. I knew we wanted to really come back while Mike was here, but I'm sorry I couldn't do that because I wanted him to also respond to others. We are going to make sure he comes back and spend more time.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Pastor Van and your deputy Nikki, and every one of you. The efforts you're making for this our freedom, it will never be in vain. Anyway, I thank God for the for the opportunity that got us this man, Arnold, Mike Arnold, to come on stage and take some questions from Biafrans. He has done a good job and he keep doing it. Who knows who God wants to use and open the Red Sea? Nobody knows, but we keep doing what we're doing. No, you were saying before, you will be sending the clip to him after this meeting, okay, this broadcast. You can also send some of these questions that our brother Fanny want to put out to him. You add such questions so that he will go through the question and then get himself prepared before the next outing that he will be coming. And so that would be nice. Now, another thing that really got me, I don't know how to put it, was when he said nobody knows about Biafra in Washington, So all these gara here and there, they have not yet heard about Biafra. They have not yet seen nothing. Okay. Even, oh goodness me. So what have we been doing all this while? Making noise, and the noise have not even reached to the gate of the city. Then we have to find another means whereby this thing we are talking will get into the hall where a tram is. So if it will be this Mike Arnold that will take.
Remember, he also said he's making effort to get an audience with the president. So that's the prayer we need to be praying. We need somebody like him to get that audience. Because if Mike gets audience with President Trump, then we are good to go. We are good to go. We are good to go.
Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, that's what I want to say. So since all this gara didn't even get to the ear of Trump, apart from the one he said he had a conference and the thing took Trump, took Trump's attention. So he can as well with these questions and some of these pictures which you sent to him before the invite. Let it be that he will know how to get this drumming to Trump's ear, because I think he's the only sincere person I can say that has been bringing this thing out, while the rest are making camouflage, just drumming for nothing. It's a shame, very big shame. So if it's him that God will take to go to Pharaoh's seat, let God send him, but let's give him the things he needs to do that.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say for now.
Thank you so much, Mommy Patricia. Thank you so much. Worry Sister, I need to give you a round of applause. Unmute yourself. Worry Sister came.
Yes.
Worry Sister came with double silencer questions that actually, that was good. Worry Sister, go ahead. You have the mic.
Thank you. Inky, thank you very much, my sister. I'm so sorry I didn't come on time. I'm so sorry. Because so all these people, like you just said, that they have photo. They were just doing photo in the White House, taking pictures. Let them come out now and dispute it, that what this guy just said now is a lie. We want to hear from them. Those people that they say they can bring Biafra, we want to hear from them. The people that can bring Biafra. Yes.
I tell you, if I've been speaking with Mike, I've been chatting with him. If I tell you what that guy did, I don't want to start talking. Maybe Mike may not give me the permission to say that here. Ikiri is aware. So let's just leave that. But we're happy that the truth will come out eventually. All this impersonating, it will not take us anywhere. So it's better they come down from the high horses, come into Brigi, and let us get the job done. So the person and saying that if anybody wants to take Brigi from you, you will cut their neck and do whatever. You're just wasting your time, you know, because you claiming to be the head of Brigi, is that what gives you Biafra? That your claim, just your claim to be the head of Brigi. Does that bring Mazen Namdekano out? Does that bring Simon Ekpa out? No. What does it do for you? All those pictures, after you have destroyed the image of Mike Arnold among the followers, eventually, you went there and sat over a meal, and then at the end of the day, you want to think you can buy his conscience with your, you know, your, well, anyway, what is sister? Go ahead, there is somebody else in the studio.
Thank you. The thing is that we all know who is fighting for Biafra. Because like what I said, he said evangelism. Look at Showore that is clamoring for revolution. If this man is a one Nigerianist, why is he not joining Showore to say revolution? He's fighting for the goodness of human being. It doesn't care where you are, who you are. He just want to fight for humanity. That is what he's doing. You know, he's fighting for humanity. He said he wants to try and get to Trump. So I don't know him too well, but they said he's a former mayor of
Texas.
Is it Texas? I was thinking it's New York. Texas. So which means is he like fighting for Republican or Democrat? I don't know which party he belongs, or is neutral.
The office of the mayor is not a political office. You know, the office is
neutral.
Not a political office, but what got his attention into Nigeria was the Christian massacre that was going on. He has been to Nigeria 16 times. Maybe by the time we invite him again, some of us might want to ask him some of those questions. We need to find out his visit to Nigeria, some of the things he saw. What are the things that shaped his mind to make him begin to fight the way he's fighting?
Absolutely. And he said something. He said they should arrest Tinubu should come and face trial, and the emir of Sokoto, Sultan of Sokoto. So if that is the case, Britain will stand trial as well, because it's Britain that is giving them the mandate, the power for them to do what they are doing. Because without Britain, they dare not do what they are doing. So you cannot say you want to arrest or any of Sultan of Sokoto should come and stand trial. In which world, where will he come and stand that trial? And Tinubu in America is a criminal. What have they done? What have they done? Tinubu is a criminal. They know he's a criminal, but when he by force himself into presidency, what did they say? They didn't say anything. They did not come out to say, oh, they rigged the election. Oh, it's not supposed to be there. How can this person be there? They didn't say nothing. They kept quiet. Do you think America will want Tinubu to come and face trial? Because they are working with Britain. So for Tinubu and Sultan of Sokoto to come and face trial, they are indirectly saying Britain to come and face trial. That will never happen. So that is why only we fight ourselves to this victory, just like the America did. When they were fighting for themselves to get independent, they fought on their own. They did guerrilla warfare, and that is what we are going to do. If not, the same European Union still told our leaders, say, go and do something. Now it's somewhere. The European Union that asked us to go and do something, they are not raising their head up. They gave Nigeria how many months to release him? They haven't. What are they doing? They kept quiet. Rather, they have found a way to lock our PM. And you think I'm going to believe them? All of them are foul. We'll fight ourselves and we'll go get to the promised line. Thank you, my brother. God bless you. Thank you, Nkiru, my sister. God bless.
Thank you so much. We have Ezioku. Ezioku, please grab the mic. Someone else. Let me bring him in. Ezioku, please grab the mic. Augustus, you have a mic.
Thank you, Ajere. the issue is that on this issue, Mr. Mike has spoken well, and he spoke to the level of his understanding concerning the issue now. And I know before the next time he will come to your interview, he will get more knowledge
Exactly.
Yes.
concerning
We have
many
job to do. You're right.
issues. He even made a very, very valid point, when he talked about pictures cannot give us freedom.
No.
Even if we don't want to take his word for it, we can go practically to see among all the people that they have taken their pictures or many times, 2 times, 3 times or more. How many of them have ever in public or any interview talked about Biafra? None of them, zero. None of them. None of the people that they have taken picture with have ever come out in interview, whether in Fox News or any of these radios where they go to interview. Have ever talked about Biafra. You only hear about maybe once in a while Christian genocide in their mouth. You can never hear them talk about Biafra. So this idea of people trying to take over and be the boss, to be the leader, has been long time coming. So they don't just go there for the interest of everybody. They always go there for their selfish interest. That is why the issue of Biafra have never been heard where it's supposed to be heard. So this is how we want it. And maybe next time we should not ask Mark anything more concerning, internal politics.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
I love this point you just made now.
Yes.
The fact that they're making it personal just to be seen. For if you are selfless about the freedom of your people, you don't care who is seen. Some people want to be at the back door. You understand? Some people want to be at the back door and be doing what they're doing. Your mic is all right, just conclude, Ezioku, so that I will let you go.
Thank you, Ajele, for the time. Thank you very much. You can continue. Thank you very much for all you do. Please try to bring him sooner again because his voice is very important. Thank you very much.
Okay, we will do that.
And he's passionate about this thing. He is.
We will. Nkiru will work on bringing him back maybe once again before the 30th of May, and then we would love to have him be our guest speaker at the 30th of May. We need to do that. We'll get him to join us on the 30th of May. There's a caller that wants us to give her the microphone. She wants to say something. Let me do that, and then we'll conclude. All right, Mame.
Pastor Van Van.
Yeah, Mame Jima, you are audible now, so you can speak.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I want to correct my worry sister about when he was saying about when they rig the election, what did America did. I want worry sister to understand that is Obama indirectly as he's acting as a proxy in the United States. She should also remember during the time of this man, Tinubu and Co., that is sleeping Joe Biden is on power. So they support Nigeria 1,000%. If also she will remember that they removed Nigeria from a particular consigned country, is Donald Trump and the Republican that put Nigeria to a country of particular consign. There is bribery and corruption going on in America. America is not that too righteous. But thank God that Donald Trump is there. Donald Trump doesn't accept bribe. He said things as it is, as he feels. But others want him to be talking political correctness and those stuff. He doesn't believe that. And this is Donald Trump who put Nigeria in a country of particular concern during his first regime, and this sleeping Joe Biden came and removed it because envelope has exchanged hands. And not only that, as of course, as our leader said, in Nigeria, elephant flies. So yeah, so that is it. So now the people on power now, they don't take bribe. That is why they are creating all this chaos. Sorry for my pronunciation and my English. After I'm not an English woman, I'm an Igbo woman.
Exactly.
So anyway, that's why they are creating all this confusion, creating kebabs every nook and corner, you know, but they will fail. No matter how small the light is, if it's full of darkness, that small light will overshadow. It will show how powerful it is, my dear. So that's what I want to remind my worry sister. She's a good, how will I say it? Only of my worry sister, but
she has a retentive memory. She can remember a lot.
Yes, bless you.
Yes.
She has a retentive memory. She remembers things a lot. So, but because he said this, it might not come now. So I decided to call in.
No, what sister is here. She's hearing you. Thank you so much for.
I'm here, my sister. Thank you. I'm here. I can hear you.
Oh, bless you, my dear. God bless you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Mama
we'll see you in Finland, okay?
Okay, see you in Finland. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talking about Finland, please, it's very important that we all get prepared for Finland. Even PM called us today and he told us to tell Biafrans that he will need us to be in Finland for the protests and the awareness protests that we're going to be doing in Finland. PM is saying that he needs a number of people to be around for that, protest in Finland. So he called today while we were having our cabinet meeting and he encouraged us to tell Biafrans that he needs a lot of us to be in Finland. As much as the people we had at the convention, if you love Simon Ekpa, if ever Simon Ekpa have done anything good in your life and for Biafra, please get a ticket and book that flight to be in Finland from the 5th of August. So we'll be planning the program for the protest in Finland and for the appeal that will be starting there. PM is very confident that our freedom is very, very near. So he is very, very confident, believe me. So I want us to have that in mind. And I will be concluding now. I want us to give the closing remark. Who is going to go first? Worry's sister goes, and then our own deputy will go, and then I will close the camera. Worry's sister, please, your own closing remark.
Thank you, Vava. Thank you very much. Biafrans, please, they have just told us that they are not hearing about Biafra in White House. Those people that are taking pictures, he said, is just food too. And we know, you and I knew that it's just picture, that they are not doing anything. They are not doing anything, not that kind of person that can give us Biafra. You and I knows already.
What is this? Hold on 1 minute. Somebody is in the studio, Augustus. Augustus, you don't have a camera. I don't know. It might help us if you call on the phone. You don't, no, not camera. You don't have audio. We can bring you into the studio, but if you say anything, we're not going to hear you because your microphone is not activated. So you need to activate your microphone for you to be able to talk. Right now you are in the studio, but if you say anything, we're not going to hear you. Yeah. So please, if you can do that, that'll be fine. What is sister? Go ahead. We have somebody else that has come up. So I will give anybody that comes up chance to talk. What is sister? Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So we should put our heads together so that we will know where we will channel our anger and our fight to. Not to those people that are collecting our money and they cannot give us any results. Any result. We don't want those kind of people anymore. Please. He said evangelism. We need to tell the world. We've been telling the world anyway. They are not listening. Our Onyendu has been telling the world. Our PM has been telling the world. But he said he wants more people. And more people he will get to evangelize. And that's what we are doing. You know, we are taking good lawyers that can speak on our behalf too in White House. Those people will get it there. This very gentleman that came now, Michael Arnold, will take us there too. So we have to walk behind them. If somebody is a criminal, but it's not criminal to you, he's doing something good to you, forget that criminality that you're thinking about him for, and follow him for that good thing that he's doing. You understand? He might be criminal before, but now he has realized. He might be one Nigeria before, but now he has realized. He doesn't want one Nigeria. He wants division. So we must support this guy and support our new lawyer too to fight this battle. That is what I think, about it. I'm on the road now, so I'm not going to speak too much so that the noise will not affect. So I will stop for here. Thank you.
Sister. Thank you so much. Yeah, Deputy, just hold on a minute. Let's us give these newcomers the microphone. Engineer Chukwu Boeze, please grab the mic. Augustus, you still don't have the microphone. I don't know why. You need to activate the microphone. You need to activate the audio while you are coming into the studio. If it is not possible, you can call on the phone number and you'll be able to talk. Please go ahead, Engineer Chukwu Boeze. Please unmute yourself. Chukubeze, your mic is muted. You need to open that mic. Okay, go ahead now. It's open. You close the mic again. No. Open. Just tap it again once, not twice. Your mic is closed. Engineer Chukubeze, you need to tap that mic again. You double tapped it. That's why you're still closed. Engineer Chukubeze, unmute yourself. Chukubeze, can you please unmute yourself from that your side? You did it before. Why are you not able to do it again? Huh? I wish I could do it from here. I can't because you have to unmute yourself. Just tap that mic that you typed before. Tap it again and you unmute. Then Augustus, I don't know if this is my own senior daddy. Is that Mazi Augustus? I don't know if he's the one, the daddy Augustus that I know. I don't know if he's the one. Anyway, both of them have left. Okay, my own deputy, please go ahead and give us your blessings, and then we'll call it a night.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody that have made our time to to attend this very, very important meeting with Mr. Mike Arnold. The most important thing is that Mr. Mike Arnold is very interested in actually what is going on in Biafra. Yes. He has seen that contraption is not working.
Yes.
He wants to support. So I used to pado kwa I used to pado. You see? Yes. So what we are saying is that me and Honorable Minister of Information, Honorable Pastor Van Van Van, yes, so we'll be in constant communication with Mr. Mike Arnold. Anybody that is passionate about helping another person is have that thing that is pushing Biafrans. Yes, and is inside Mike Arnold, as you can see. He hates injustice. He hates liars. You can't bribe Mike Arnold.
You can't.
If not for his qualities. So we will supado like Mike Arnold. That is what I'm trying to say. After I'll discuss with my Pastor Van Van Van.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, my deputy. And you have a lot of work to do because I will make sure that you are the one, you are the one that will be doing that. Those are fixing the appointment for our next outing between us and him. So you would be the one to arrange for that. Please, Chukwu Bueze, you unmuted yourself before. It didn't covered again. Can you please try and touch that button again? Just okay. Yes, it's okay now. Oh, you are touching it 2 times.
Okay.
It's okay now. You can talk now.
Good.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Am I coming out now?
We can hear you, Mazi, engineer.
Am I communicating? Am I coming out?
You're coming out. Go ahead.
Am I coming out?
Yes, you are coming out, my brother.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening, every lovers of freedom. I want to use this medium to thank one of you that I want to make sure that we are on the line to remind some of our pets his words concerning zoo. You know that zoo cannot survive it. There is nothing they will do that will work for them. No matter how they do it, no matter how they work, they cannot win this battle because the battle is of the Lord. God have mapped out Nigeria for destruction according to our prophet Mazi. Whatsoever they are doing, they are drawing close to their grave in every tactics they are doing. My advice to our Biafrans, our brothers and sisters of Biafrans, our leader have done everything. The remaining now is on our court to do. You people should remember the words of our Mazi Kano. He said that up front, and he will never disappoint Biafrans, but Biafrans will disappoint him. But in all, whether they disappoint him, whether they betrayed him, Biafra must come. And that is the stage we are now. Whatsoever that is happening is divine by Almighty Elohim, Chukwokike. No matter whatsoever they do, they must fail. The sun must rise. A rising sun, nothing will cover it. It must surely shine. My advice to us is that we should put more effort and allow the world to hear us. And this period and this time, all these things are happening in Nigeria. This is the time for us to show more awareness, to show more concern, to rally, protest all over the continent, both in Nigeria, both all over the place, Italy, anywhere Biafrans is, to protest of releasing of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so that the world would take notice of it. It's true that we have been doing it for all these years, but I think this is the time to do more so that the world will hear us. Remember word of our prophet. They said time will come when themselves will be discussing Biafra, not us trying to lobby them for them to speak for Biafrans. They have already speaking for Biafrans. So I pray that Almighty Elohim will grant us this freedom, because it's only thing that will make Nigeria to survive and make us to survive is only Biafra. Biafra or nothing. So I plead each and every one of you to follow the right path, to do the necessary things, coordinate many Biafrans all over the world, all over the countries, wherever they are, to do a mega protest for releasing of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I pray that Almighty Chukwokike will grant us understanding. And Mazi Vam, I thank you so much. I always listen to your message. I always listen to you both morning, every day. And so many of you that are working tirelessly to make sure that Biafrans get the news and true gospel that we need to hear. May Chukwu Kebiama bless each and every one of you now and forever.
He say. Thank you very much, Engineer Chuku Boeze. Thank you so much. And fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I am happy that you all are part of this tonight. And I want you to know that more of it are coming. And what we actually need is impact. It is not because we want to be the ones that are doing it. We want them to see us. We hosted my Arnold. We're doing no. We want to make impact. And that impact we shall make. Our leaders will be out and Biafra will be free. In the mighty name of Chukwuka Biama. He say, appreciate all our panelists. I appreciate Mike Arnold. Thank you so much, Mazi Mike Arnold. Appreciate my deputy. Thank you so much for being here. You're looking so dazzling and beautiful. Thank you so much. Please, Augustus, we couldn't get you. I put the number. You didn't call the number, and you do not have a speaker. You don't have a microphone. If you had called on this number +393510033521, we would have been able to hear you. But maybe that will happen next time when we meet. Madam Key, do you want to say something else before we close the camera?
No.
Oh, all right. So, Biafrans, you will hear from us again. And just like Helen said, maybe next time when we have such a meeting, we'll also open the space, like Helen said, so that other people from the space can also engage from the space. We'll try and see how we can multitask ourselves and do that. Thank you very, very much, Biafrans. We'll see you in our next outreach. Day one.